Hey everybody, it's Alex MasterBeast here with an all new video, and today I will be showing you the evolutions for Pokemon that I had created and reviewed in one of my recent videos, which is the dual types I want to see inspired by True Green 7 video. Unfortunately, you will not see evolutions for two other Pokemon, which are Grimmcharge and Electurchin. But for now, let's just get into the video, and you will see evolutions for like Brawlimp and Insectagon. But anyway, let's just get into the video. Enough talking. First up, we have the Frost Sprite line. You remember her? Now, what you see in front of you is the basic evolution, Frostfey. The name comes from Frost and Fey. A Fey is a young fairy. Frostfey's bow, like the bow on top of her head, carries on to the next evolution, Frostbite. While Frostfey's gem carries on to Frostbite, and eventually it becomes a part of Frost Queen's and Frost King's staff. Frostfey is commonly found in icy plains and mountains. Frostfey is shy and uncommonly seen by humans. This Pokemon refuses to travel inside a Pokeball and can only be caught by a Fairy Ball. Now we have Frostbite. Frostbite is based off of Sprite, which is similar to a fairy. The name comes from Frost and Sprite. It's also a play on the word frostbite. Frostbite is very kind, but not a Pokemon you want to mess with when it's angry. When Frostbite gets angry, its claws turn to ice and it attacks anything that it sees. Now, out of this line we have Frost Queen and Frost King. Frost Queen, the female evolution of Frostbite, is very territorial and hates whenever somebody enters her palace without permission. Frost Queen's staff can turn anything to ice. While Frost Queen seems cold-hearted, it usually helps out any sick Pokemon. The name comes from Frost and Queen. Frost King, the male evolution of Frostbite, has an inverse color scheme. His staff and crown is shared by both of the evolutions and gives them both great power. Frost Queen and Frost King are found in snowy mountain temples. They usually live together, but if one is in danger, the other flees with all its possessions. Frost King in general is very selfish, but kind. Next up we have the Rumpuk line. It starts with a basic evolution, Rumpuk. The name comes from Rumpus, a noisy disturbance, and Puck, a mischievous sprite. Rumpuk may seem cute, but once it starts fighting, nothing can stop it. The band around his head represents how strong he is in battle. Rumpuk hates it when people even touch his headband, if anyone does that, it will physically snap the person's arm in half. Rumpuk's fairy aspect provides him with the ability to fly. The next evolution, Skirmy, is a powerful force that is not to be messed with. The name comes from Skirmish, which is a fight, and Pixie, which is a type of fairy. Skirmy has more of a kind personality than Rumpuk, but he still fights like a pro wrestler. The band around his head represents his black belt in karate, jujitsu, and every other form of martial art. His tail gives him balance and an advantage in battle, for it is as hard as a rock and just as thick, and he basically uses it to knock down his enemies, and sometimes he even uses it as an extra arm, like he just sticks on a fist thing, wrestling glove, and just beats people up with it. Now we have the final evolution, Brawl Imp. Brawlimp, the final evolution, Brawlimp, is the strongest of the evolutions, which is obvious because he's the final one. His headband now becomes a bow, and his belt represents the battles he has won. His wings allow him to fly, which makes it a formidable foe in combat. His name comes from Brawl, which is a fight, and Imp, which is a mischievous sprite. His Brawlimp, believe it or not, has only one enemy. Can you guess who that is? Who that is? Who that is? Can you guess? I'll give you a few seconds to write it down in the in the comments. And I just gave you a clue. His only rival is Dracombat. Next up, we have the Firebug line, Isoflame line. The basic evolution is Isoflame. The names come from Icy and Flame. Isoflame was created when a flaming chunk of rock came crashing through the world's atmosphere. As it sped towards the Earth, the freezing coldness of the sky formed an ice cube around the meteor, which freezed the flame. The chunk of rock hit the world's crust with such an impact that the rock woke up, finding itself stuck in a chunk of ice. In the next evolution, Firebug, Isoflame gains arms and legs, which allow it to slowly start beating its way through the ice, which slowly releases him from his prison. His name comes from Fire and Iceberg, and he's usually nervous that he'll never get out. And usually his flames flicker like a dying flame. So yeah. Now we have the final evolution, Flamesicle. Flamesicle is the closest to being released from his ice prison. His teeth reveal the stone from which he is made from. Nobody knew for sure what stone he was before he became Isoflame, but he was some sort of purple gem that became encrusted in rock. So Isoflame, his teeth turn the color of the stone. And actually become the stone. His intense heat allows him to reach out during battle. He basically manages to get his arms out of the ice and legs, but he can't get the rest of the body. And he basically smashes them up, and it gives him more power when he fights. Now we have the Draveline. Honestly, I don't know what I did with the first evolution. I like it, but it's sort of weird. So, his name is a combination of dragon and larvae. His back is the spikes on his back are completely see-through, which is sort of strange, but he's pretty common. You can easily find this guy, but he's nowhere near as common as Mosquito. And basically, he has 4 arms and 2 legs, and a massive tail. And I don't know what I did. I like it. It's sort of weird. But anyway, now we come to his middle stage, Hakaklock, which is based off a cocoon and a scale. His name comes from Hakari, the Japanese word for scales, and cloak, a synonym of scales. Hakaklock is about just as useless as Metapod, with only 2 attacks, Harden and Bite. And it's not as similar. It's not that similar to Metapod, for it can actually move a bit more, like it can bite down, but it can't really do much else. Now we come to the final stage, Insectagon. Insectagon is basically a dragon-like bug. It's only found in rainforests and is pretty rare unless you find a Java and evolve it into Insectagon. Basically, Insectagon's name comes from insect and dragon. And his wings, so the spikes from his first evolution, Drave, turn into wings, while the spikes on the head turn into antennae. And his tail turns into a smaller but sharper tail, while his 4 arms turn into 4 legs. And that's Insectagon. Wait, whoops. Pretend you didn't see that. Now I will show to you guys the Bushfire line. Bushfire, as you can see, he's pretty creative. He's based on a burning bush that never burns up. The names come from bush and fire, obvious. And even though this is a poison fire type, I feel like I should have made it more like a fire grass type, but I don't know, I felt like I had to do a poison fire. And so basically, bushfire's fumes choke anything or anyone that smells the fumes. And bushfire is mainly found in burned up forests and is usually found hanging out with other bushfires and shrub bushes. Bushfire's evolution, burn off, is based on a dying tree. Like bushfire, burn-off's fumes choke anyone who smells them or breathes them. Burn-off's breath can knock out people, and it turns shrub bushes into bushfires. Burn-off's name comes from the term burn-off, which is slang for when people destroy forests using fire. Even though burn-off seems to always be on fire and burnt, he like bushfire never ever burns up. Now it's time to see the track fight line. So Drakfight's name comes from Drakon, which is a serpent-like dragon, and fight. Drakfight's markings resemble boots and boxing shorts. The band around Drakfight's arm help him in combat and continue on to his evolution. Drakfight is usually found in he's not really found anywhere much. He's sometimes found in mountains, but otherwise he's rare, but you just can't find him anywhere. And the main reason you would even battle him was to win a badge. And so basically with him, he's cute and he's savage. The next evolution, Brawl Beast, is not, seriously, I don't know how to explain this, but he is not someone to be messed with. And even though that just sounds bad enough, seriously, you don't even want to make eye contact with this guy. He'll, like Mankey, Primate, if you make eye contact with him, he'll just beat you up until you're nothing but roadkill. His name comes from Brawl and Beast. He's this guy is never ever happy. He's never seen with a smile on his face, apart from after he beat someone up. And he's always working on training to evolve into Dracombat. Now, his golden armbands help. Brawl Beast believes that its golden armbands give him power, and really in this mode they don't. And his wings give him the ability to fly during battle, while the markings on his legs resemble boots. The final evolution, Dracombat. This is one of my favorite designs, but I don't like it as much as the other. But anyway, he can literally turn a brick to dust with just one punch. His belt is a symbol of his strength, and his armbands actually give him strength. His name comes from dragon and combat. His wings help him in battle, and his only rival is Brawlimp. Dracombat, even though it has nothing much to work to apart from being the world's best fighter and defeating Brawlimp, it's always training no matter what. If you encounter one of these in the wild, which is highly unlikely, you will most likely see it punching trees to pulps, and even though this dragon just always wants to train, it doesn't even need a trainer to train. In fact, some gyms, they don't even capture or train these, they just bring one in and it fights for them. Now, and like I said, his only rival is Brawlimp. Now it's time for the Ahuini line. What you see before you is Ahuini. The name comes from Ahi, the Hawaiian word for fire. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Mini, and Inu, the Hawaiian word for drink. Ahuini is based off a Hawaiian drink called the Firecracker Cocktail, which, it basically has fire on the top. And literally no one knows what this Pokemon looks like under the mask. Not even its parents. Literally, this Pokemon is born and immediately it just puts a mask on its face. Now, this Pokemon is also usually nervous that it won't satisfy, and also usually nervous that people will pick it up and drink. That's because when it's sleeping, its limbs come into its body, I guess, and so it just looks like a regular drink. And so he's usually nervous that people will pick him up and drink him, and his markings just resemble a bit of stuff, and I don't really know. And anyway, next up we have the middle stage. Tiki Tiki! Yeah, that's how I say it. Tiki Tiki is, as you can see, based off a tiki mask. Like Ahuini, no one knows what he looks like underneath the mask. His name comes from Tiki and Tiki. Tiki and Tiki. The fire in Tiki Tiki and Ahuini's hair will never go out. And the Tiki Tiki, he's basically always angry. That's because he always sort of wants to get a revenge on those. I guess this could sort of be a dark type too, but he usually wants to get revenge on those who drank out of him when he was in Ahuini form. So he goes to them and basically lights them on fire. And yes, he's basically a tiki mask. Now we come to the final stages. Kawahi and Hulao. Now, I feel like these are the most human-like Pokemon there are, but trust me, they're not. They're not human. The male evolution for Tiki Tiki, Kawahi, is based off of a fire dancer. His names come from Koa, the Hawaiian word for warrior, and Ahi, the Hawaiian word for fire. Koahi will do anything to protect his hulau. He will fight and will not stop until he knows that his hulau is safe. Now Koahi, he has a very short temper, and his mate, he always carries around his fire stick, and and with his face, I sort of went with similar markings to Tiki Tiki. But this dude is pretty strong. I mean, he could easily be fighting type, but he's not. Now, the female evolution for Tiki Tiki is Hulau. And Hulau is based off of a hula dancer, as you might be able to see. Her name comes from hula, which is, what the hula is, like for dance, the Hawaiian word for dance. And lau, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, which is the Hawaiian word for leaf. Hulau is kind and helps out wherever she can. She takes care for her kohai while sometimes managing baby ahuini. Like ahuini and Tiki Tiki, Hulau and Koahi's fires never go out. And Hulau, even though, with these, I feel like I should have made them a bit less humanoid. But basically, as you might be able to see, just by Hulau's face, I'm not sure if I'm saying it, Hulau's face, you can tell that she's pretty nice. And like them, no one knows what they look like under their mask. And also, their heads are basically tiki masks. Next up, we come to the last Pokemon of this video. The Ghostly line. Just looking at this makes me want to laugh. Ghostly is based off a Halloween costume. This Pokemon was created when a rabbit found a sheet on the floor and cut some holes in it. The rabbit cut some holes inside the sheet and acquired some stilts. Once the rabbit had created his costume, he crawled into it and evolved into Ghostly. His name comes from the word ghostly. Ghostly's evolution, Cutigeist. Oh wait, I forgot to finish. Cutigeist is also based on a sheet ghost. But when Ghostly evolves, the sheet gains the arms are able to come out, and it basically becomes a whole lot bigger, and that's what it looks like under the mask in real life, like IRL. And it basically overall becomes way happier, and as you can see, it is poke out, and same with its arms and legs. And also fun fact about Ghostly, his name comes from the word ghostly. Now, and Cutigeist's name comes from cutie, such as oh, that's such a cutie, and geist, and poltergeist, which is a mischievous ghost. And I guess that's it. Sorry that the video took a little while. I didn't mean to make it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But I'm sorry that it took a little while. It's just that, it took me so long, and I hope you appreciate the drawings. So I just like to say thanks for watching. I got something in my eye. Subscribe. And get ready for it, guys. And comment down below your favorite drawing. Say your favorite drawing. Say design. So say you like Frostfavor most, just comment down below, I like Frostfavor most. And also, don't forget to say, don't forget to write down hashtag MasterBeast for your chance to be featured in a video. But anyway, let me just finish my outro. And be nice to everybody. Unlike Grandpa. Peace.